54 years ago, President Lyndon Johnson launched Head Start as part of the War on Poverty, a historic effort to build a more just, equal America. Today, Head Start serves children across my community, including more than 70 children in Safe Start, a program in my district designed for children of parents who struggle with substance abuse that has been recognized as a national model. Across our country, over 30 million children have participated in Head Start since its founding. We've felt the benefits throughout our society. Study after study has shown how pivotal early childhood education is for positioning children to fulfill their potential later on. Despite its record of success, Head Start is severely underfunded today. In my home state of Pennsylvania, only 27% of eligible children are able to get a slot in a Head Start program. I hope my colleagues on both sides of the aisle will join me in pledging to fight to get increased funding for Head Start signed into law so that we renew our commitment to its promise of a future where every child in every zip code can live a life of opportunity. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back.
Madam Speaker, I rise in strong support and celebration of the 54th anniversary of the Head Start program and the 25th anniversary of the Early Head Start program. As a former Head Start teacher, I know how vital the program is to over 100,000 low-income children in California and the more than 1 million families across the country who rely on its essential services. I began my journey at Head Start as an assistant teacher and later became the supervisor of parent involvement and volunteer services, helping parents participate and continue and contribute to their child's education experiences. Head Start services include health screenings, nutritional education, social support for families with children in the program, and Early Head Start provides services like home visits to children at birth. Head Start even funds research and functions as a laboratory for early learning innovation. From the moment I became involved with Head Start, I saw the potential it had to empower and uplift children and their families. Since then, I have worked hard to improve and expand Head Start so that this potential is realized and more families have an opportunity for a better life. My role as supervisor of parent involvement and volunteer services provided me with insights into the unique and pivotal role parents play in the Head Start community. I'm so appreciative of the Head Start and Early Head Start programs in my home district in California. These programs basically provide resources and referral services and research innovative new programs in the areas of child care, development, and family well-being. These programs serve tens of thousands of low-income children and their families, usually in communities like South Los Angeles, Gardena, Hawthorne, Inglewood, Lawndale, and demonstrates Head Start's transformative potential. I will continue to strengthen Head Start's relationship with Head Start parents and encourage more members and families to become involved. Since President Johnson first announced Head Start in the spring of 1965, the program and its services have reached over 32 million children. Study after study shows that providing early childhood education to children is transformative and to their future academic success. Children who join Head Start graduated high school and attended college at higher rates than their siblings who did not participate in the program. Head Start participants consistently show substantial improvements on test scores early in life, and adults who participated in Head Start in their youth are less likely to be charged with a crime or become a teenage parent. These programs are so much more than federally funded preschool programs for the youngest Americans. They are a lifetime and a lifeline for vulnerable communities and provide future generations a chance to succeed. This critical program is our national pledge that every child, regardless of circumstances at birth, has an opportunity to achieve and excel in school and in life. There is perhaps no greater purpose for an elected official than working toward the realization of that pledge. I will never stop. And in addition to my support here in making sure that the funding continues and that it grows, I also focus on the oversight, supervision, and management of Head Start programs. And in the greater Los Angeles community, many of our delegate agencies are overseen by LACO. This is a county organization. And I want LACO to get more involved in keeping Head Start programs rather than shutting them down. I believe that there must be a strong component that works with compliance, works with training to make sure that the programs meet all of the requirements, because our teachers, our assistant teachers, our volunteers are doing the very best job they can do. Many of them need that kind of support. I'm not so sure they're getting all of it, but I am going to pay even more attention to LACO in the greater Los Angeles area to ensure that they're providing the kinds of services that strengthen Head Start programs and do the kind of outreach in the communities to make sure that our families know the availability of the Head Start programs. And I believe that, again, Head Start has been one of the most significant programs of the overall poverty program, and I am one of its greatest supporters. Thank you, and I yield back.
I rise today to celebrate the 54th anniversary of Head Start and the 25th anniversary of Early Head Start on May the 18th. We know that in January of 1964, President Lyndon Baines Johnson declared the war on poverty in his State of the Union address. Sergeant Shriver, who was then the director of the Office of Economic Opportunity, then assembled a panel of experts to develop a comprehensive child development program to help communities meet the needs of disadvantaged preschool children that resulted in Project Head Start, launching in the summer of 1965. Over 50 years later, Head Start and Early Head Start have served hundreds of thousands of children with high-quality comprehensive early learning and wraparound services.
Will the senator suspend for a moment? Senate will be in order.
Just to give the Senate a reminder on what Head Start is in terms of the ages, Head Start serves children ages 3 to 5. Early Head Start serves up to 3, so under the age of 3. We know that these early learning experiences provide children with the tools they need to develop and succeed in school. When children learn more earlier in life, they earn more later in life. It's not just a rhyme. All the evidence, the research, shows that there's a connection, a direct connection between early learning and later earning. A study of Head Start children in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania found that they had higher scores in 5th grade than a control group on all academic and executive functioning outcomes. These benefits stay with children through adulthood. Research shows Head Start children have a higher likelihood of graduating from high school and receiving a post-secondary degree. Also, these benefits even flow to the next generation, as the children of Head Start graduates are significantly more likely to finish high school and enroll in college. And they are significantly less likely to become teen parents or to be involved in the criminal justice system. One of the core tenets of Head Start that has made it so successful is its responsiveness to local community needs. In Pennsylvania, for example, like many other states, the opioid epidemic has hit far too many communities, and Head Start has responded to that crisis with innovative programming. For example, the Safe Start program in Allentown, an early Head Start program provides early intervention to assist development of infants and toddlers who have suffered abuse or neglect. After completing Safe Start, the new program in Allentown, 68% of 3-year-olds were on age developmentally, and 100% of the children had significant improvement in their drug-impacted symptoms, with 53% showing resolution. Of the women who became pregnant while their substance-impacted child was enrolled in Safe Start, 88% gave birth to a full-term, drug-free, and healthy second child. This whole family approach and integration with local community partners has created not just better outcomes from families, or for families, I should say, but resulted in significant savings. Through this program, 91% of children achieved a stable, permanent home and caregiver, and it is estimated that the Safe Start program has resulted in nearly $1.5 million in foster care savings and over $9.5 million in child welfare involvement by stabilizing 106 families. So we're grateful for those results from the Safe Start program in Allentown. Head Start is a critical program for lifting families out of poverty, obviously, and providing children with the early learning experiences they need to start kindergarten ready to learn. Unfortunately, still only about a third of eligible children have access to Head Start, and less than 10%, these are national numbers, less than 10% have access to early Head Start. And again, early Head Start, 0 up to 3, and Head Start 3 to 5. So funding for these programs is critical. Just to give you an example of those numbers in Pennsylvania, the numbers are even a little lower. In Pennsylvania, just 27% of eligible 3 to 5-year-olds have access to Head Start, and only 7% of eligible children under 3 have access to early Head Start. This is purely a question of funding, even with a lot of children being eligible but not served. As we celebrate over 50 years for Head Start on May the 18th, we must work to ensure these programs receive robust funding and continue to serve low-income children and families across the nation. Mr. President, I would yield the floor and note the absence of a quorum.